5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Liftoff and the clock has started.
Hey, you know, I just put it together that our little space intro song
Yes.
makes a little more sense this episode since we've basically discovered aliens. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm going to talk more into my mic tonight. Because last time I realized that I wasn't. It didn't sound as good. I'm learning.
Thank you for Thank you for listening to Straight Outta Studio B.
It's really creepy.
Give it up for
Did you ever get mine fixed? My sound effects?
Jill.
Oh, that's me. Without the cool sound effects.
And her lovely co-host, Callie.
And anywho.
That was long and drawn out.
Well, you know what? I want to take a moment to just let you know that you are my fire.
Me?
Yes. My
Your one
desire.
desire?
Yes. Believe when I say that I want it that way. That's right, folks.
I wasn't ready for that one.
You know, I'm a clever guy. I come up with the funny. I got these sound effects on point today. Folks, if it seems like I'm a little distant, it's because I'm going to make sure my sound effect game is on. Jill.
Yes.
I'm going to let you lead this one.
Oh.
This one is about...
Oh, where are my notes?
Well, you can say whatever you want. You don't have to read it.
NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys.
That's right.
Where do we come up with this one at?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think we were talking about this at the football practice the other night with the Wilkersons.
Yeah, they picked NSYNC.
What brought that up?
Well, I just kind of was, I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I kind of dig, the boy bands.
I know, that's why I love you.
I was a big New Kids on the Block fan. I think I was in like middle school when that came out.
I was going to say, like, talking about this episode, I was going to say my first boy band, my first favorite boy band was Hanson. But I think really my first favorite boy band was Jackson 5. Or
That's
no. The Beach Boys. Why that sound effect?
Because the Beach
No,
Boys.
I could listen to that when I was younger.
Okay,
My parents.
you said that earlier. The Beach Boys weren't a boy band.
What?
No, they weren't a boy band. They were. I know this sounds crazy, and the Beach Boys were one of the greatest rock bands ever.
Oh.
And I know that because I mean that Pet
Hold on,
Sounds
were
album
girls
is.
going to concerts and like throwing themselves at the Beach Boys?
Yes, they were.
Then they're a boy band.
I know, but I think that.
What about the Jackson 5? What? You just moved my mic.
Sorry. Yeah, I think people had it wrong with the Beach Boys because they were.
A rock band?
Yeah, but you can ask any musician on the planet. Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. I mean,
I don't know what that
changed
is.
everything. Oh yeah, just go listen. It's amazing. Pet Sounds by the
What's
Beach
Pet
Boys.
Sounds?
It's one of their albums.
Oh,
You know every song on there. I know you do. You listen to that stuff. You just didn't know the name of the albums. Anyways.
sorry.
Golly.
The mic was a little off.
So, this episode is going to be about
I
NSYNC.
can't believe I'm doing this episode. I
Why?
feel like I'm selling out to my
No, you're being honest.
15-year-old self.
Why?
Because
I guess we should go ahead and let everybody know that you are actually wearing an NSYNC shirt
yes, I am.
and a choker.
You know, I have this exact shirt somewhere that's autographed. Did you know I had an autographed NSYNC shirt?
Yep.
My brother got it. Shout out to Reagan. He got me an autograph at the Miss Teen USA in Shreveport. How many years? What year would you think that would be?
99, 98, 97? No, it would have been 97, 96.
97, 98. Yeah, somewhere around there. And he worked it, and he got the autograph.
So let's go, let's dive right in here. Let's talk about your obsession with NSYNC.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of give us a summary.
So
How did
I wish
it
I
start?
knew the year. Oh, I definitely know.
You saw
how it
them on
started.
Disney Channel,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
They did a special on Disney Channel, and I was in Jacksonville with at my grandparents' house for the summer, and they had the Disney Channel, and they did a special, and I watched that over and over and over. I recorded it, and I watched it, and like I would like watch the dances and pause it, and then write down each dance, and then watch it. Press play and write down the next move. And then I came back that summer totally obsessed and got all my friends to learn all the dances and stuff. We had that recorded somewhere on a tape. It would be hilarious because it's nothing like these girls got now that can watch TikTok and tutorials on dancing and stuff. We didn't have all that. It was definitely old school, but oh man, I loved NSYNC. It was great. It was a great summer.
Did you have it on VHS?
Oh yeah, I have it somewhere. I could literally.
Could you still do the dances right now?
I
Tearing
could
up
do
my
the
heart?
dances. Oh yeah, and I could like.
We should do that.
I could talk every word of that entire special on the Disney Channel.
Like you could do the nuances in between the
Oh,
songs.
absolutely.
The banter.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then there's the MTV. Was it called Obsessed? Or what was it called?
No, Fanatic. So I was a fanatic back in the day, like when I would go buy, man, I can't think of those magazines. What were they called?
Like a Tiger Beat and Teen Beat.
Yeah.
And Bop.
Yeah.
And
I would go buy the magazines, and you would like buy, a $5 magazine, which was a lot back then.
But I think honestly back then they had full magazines that were just like NSYNC
No.
or Backstreet Boys.
No, not yet.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I'm saying. I would buy this $5 magazine, and it would have one poster of NSYNC, and it was like old school NSYNC, and the other side would be like Leonardo DiCaprio. And then, so I would spend all this money and then like get online and print out pictures, and my room was
On America Online?
yeah, my room was
Dial-up?
covered with NSYNC stuff. So I felt like I was such a big fan, especially looking back because I was so invested with, not having the ability to have the stuff that you could get now,
Yeah.
And I have pictures of my room, and it was totally NSYNC out. And then the show Fanatic came out, and it was on MTV, and the first season I ever heard about it, I was like, oh, I've got to get on this show. Little did I know how the production company works back then. They probably just picked somebody in New York. But
It was one of the producers' kid.
yeah, and the first season was they picked a Fanatic for NSYNC, so I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance anyways because of how it's rigged, because the girl that they picked, she was so not comparable to a fan like I was. They took her bowling. I was so jealous.
You're the
And I,
truth is
waited
you're still
around
kind of
for-
salty about
I am
this.
salty. I waited
At
around
40
for
years
like
old,
season
she's
2,
salty.
like maybe they'll have another Fanatics and maybe they'll do NSYNC again, but they moved on.
When they do the reunion, we're
so-
going to figure it out.
But, I did, like I said, kind of, with the Miss Teen USA, Joey Fatone was really big into Superman. Well, so was my brother and his friends in high school at Evangel. And I guess Superman was a big thing back then. So this is so dorky.
How old were you during this time
I
period?
don't know. 15, I think.
28.
So I like to sew. Okay. I like to sew. So I also love to cross stitch, and I was really crafty back then. So that's what I'm saying. My room was like decked out in a
that's why
crafty
you
way.
and Cheyenne get along so well.
So I had this back then. I had this like cross stitch paper that you could draw on it to draw your own pattern. Well, I drew out my own pattern of Superman, and I cross stitched Superman like patches, and I sewed them on my brother. They requested it. My brother Kelly requested it for his football wristbands and his socks, and I sewed the Superman patches on their socks and their wristbands for Evangel's state championship. Well, I did an extra one for Joey Fatone, and so when my brother Reagan worked at Miss Teen USA, when they came here in Shreveport at the where would that
Hirsch Coliseum.
Yeah, Hirsch, I guess. And I said, Reagan, please get their autograph and please give these to Joey Fatone, because I feel like
You connected.
Well, I feel like even now, I mean, like a rock star, not rock star, but a person like that, surely they would keep a fan's.
I was just going to say,
I mean,
like,
don't
I
you
wonder.
think like you probably kept that?
I don't know.
I always ask
because
them.
you can imagine on that level that they were at. I mean, man, that's a lot. Because you got to stop and think
you're
about
right. Back then, it wasn't that they weren't that big though.
Well, and also back then,
I mean, they were big.
that's
but
still
it was
when
the
they
beginning.
had fan clubs and people
Yeah.
mailed stuff to the fan clubs. And so, I mean, there may be a warehouse. I'm sure all those guys, I mean,
I did say that if I ever met him, I would just ask if he remembered,
a lot of rock stars.
or if he
and
kept stuff like that.
you don't think about that. Like, and I just learned this in the music business. Like, you don't think about the fact that, like, Taylor Swift owns a warehouse. You don't really stop and think about the amount of stuff that the Taylor Swift brand owns. Well, she's got to put that stuff somewhere. So a lot of rock stars own warehouses and stuff like that. Where
You think Joey Fatone still owns a warehouse?
yeah, I guaranteed he does. Maybe not a warehouse, but a big storage like facility, because he's going to have.
I think the
You gotta
wristbands
stop
were
and think
worth
about-
keeping.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you got to stop and think about all those outfits and all the footage and all of the instruments and autographs
Well,
and just
even if-
memorabilia. That
Even if he
gonna
didn't like
keep.
it,
And he needs a warehouse to keep all his money.
so take away NSYNC for a second. My brother was so proud of those wristbands and his friends. It was really cool. Making them for the Evangel state championship.
So technically,
So-
Joey Fatone is an honorary Evangel Eagle,
Anyways,
sort of, something like that.
good times.
Good times. So,
In a sense.
my NSYNC story.
Yeah, no, this is, part of my NSYNC story too.
Yeah, this is how I mean,
Full circle.
yeah, this was a full circle moment, and I knew at this moment that Jill was mine. So, back in the band days, hang on. Back in the band days, I like saying that. My band we toured a lot, and I just remember that we had driven all night, and we arrived. Okay, there was a contest on the radio. I have no clue what it was called.
I don't know.
Radio Star.
Yes.
It was during the
I forgot
height
about
of
that.
American Idol. So this was before we had a record deal. So there was a contest on Clear Channel Radio called Radio Star. And it was the same concept as American Idol, except it was for radio. Bands would send in their songs. And we sent in a song. We got all the way. I think we were the runner-up. I think we got second. Anyway, so they played the song on all the Clear Channel stations. It was like a 1 hour program, like on a Sunday or so. I don't remember. And people, I guess, would call in and vote. Anyway, we came in second place. And so we had driven all night. I don't know where we were playing or what we were doing, but we arrived in Orlando, Florida at about 5 or 6 in the morning. checked into a hotel, and slept for about 2 hours and got up and went to a radio station in Orlando where there was an interview set up with JC from NSYNC, and he was interviewing us. And I just remember the whole full circle thing with you. Did I call you during the interview?
No. Oh, I wish.
I mean, like, did I call you and say, hey, I'm
Oh
about to talk to
yeah.
him?
Oh, definitely. I was, but the thing is it didn't air till later.
Yeah.
So you were with me when it aired because it was on some random radio
Yeah, they would
station.
record it. You know, that's the way radio works.
And then,
They'll
so I
record it
remember,
and then
like,
play it.
me and you had to drive around till we could get good service
Yeah.
in the car. And remember that? And
Yeah.
we like ended up in a park or something, and because it wasn't on a regular radio station here, a local one.
Yeah, it was like, I don't remember
Or
what the
something
deal was.
random. And we had to park in the parking lot of a park. And
We listened to
wow, I
it.
said park lot in that sentence. And we listened to it. And I remember thinking, this is so cool.
But I remember sitting there and he interviewed us on the air, but then we were talking in between. I wish I could, and I've got it recorded somewhere.
See, we didn't have iPhones back then.
Yeah, that was
So
before all that was readily available. But that was cool. That was a trip.
that was
Anyways,
cool.
so we didn't win the contest. We came in second. But that's my brush with NSYNC right there.
Don't you always come in second? I mean, not you personally, but
Yeah, we're
In a
always
lot
the
of
first
things.
loser. That's kind of the story of
didn't
my
you
life.
come in second on the cruise ship?
I came in second place on
What was the name of that one?
Princess Idol. It was on Princess Cruise Line.
It was like American Idol. Of
Yeah, it was
the
Princess. It was we were on Princess Cruise Line on our honeymoon.
And you came in second.
I got on the American
You were
Idol
first
of the
in
cruise
my
ship.
heart.
Yeah, I was the
That
first
was fun,
loser,
too.
is what I was. Some country girl won. I should have won. So
See, we don't have video of that either.
no, we don't. Oh, I bet they do on
Yeah, we have
that little
probably
cruise
very
video.
grainy video.
So the whole point in this episode is to talk about NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. Who was better? Why?
Well, I remember when me and you first started dating, you were like, Backstreet Boys are better. I'm like, you're a lie. Use a lie, use another lie too. And then it wasn't till you started speaking it that I was like, maybe there's some truth to this, because that Millennial album
Yeah. Oh,
was pretty amazing. And then the more you spoke it and the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, I hate to admit it, but the talent for Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
The thing about NSYNC, it was just more marketable because it was so, like, Backstreet Boys were kind of edgy.
they're from
So
the
not-
back streets.
Yeah, you know. And
Like they've
not
been to
all the
a
little
couple of them have been to rehab.
Yeah.
Like they're legit dudes. So where
They
all
got
that came
past.
from, it was my whole thought, just from being in the music business and seeing how it works, marketability, the it factor was in sync completely. They were perfect. They were safe for little girls, and all that.
Little girls.
And then you had the Backstreet Boys, who I think had the better songs. They were a little edgier. They had tattoos. Remember that? They had tattoos.
I said millennial, but that's not what
It's
it was.
millennium, I think.
Millennium.
You're a millennial.
I actually am.
So don't tell anybody.
No, like I'm on the end of it or the begin. Yeah, the end of it or beginning of it. How would you say that? Like we used to always say, you know, those millennials, and then I
Yeah.
realized I actually am one. I'm in the beginning of it. That's what I meant. I'm painting my nails here. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, Jill. Weren't you
little
painting your
distracted.
nails on the last episode?
Think so.
No, I think you were painting your nails when we were talking to Heath and Josh.
They got to be done.
No shame, no shame. Anyway, so according to my AI technology, I pulled up some stats today on both the bands.
You cheated?
Yes, I cheated. So NSYNC was formed in 95. Backstreet Boys were formed in 93. They were actually old. That's the year I graduated high school. So NSYNC's debut album.
Did you ever try to be a boy band, Callie? Did you ever consider it?
No.
Never consideration.
We were a boy band. We were 3 boys in a band. So, was that funny?
No.
No, nobody's going to laugh.
I wouldn't know if they did.
So, NSYNC's best-selling album was No Strings Attached.
See, I hate to say this.
What?
By then, I was over it. I was mature.
Well, that was the one
grown.
with, wasn't that the one with Bye Bye Bye?
I'm not a girl. Or I'm what?
Oh, we
I'm
forgot to
just
talk
a
about.
girl. Not yet a woman. No, I was a woman by then. No strings attached. I was a woman. I was moving on
What,
to the real man.
You were moving on to the dudes in the rock bands.
Yeah.
So, No Strings Attached came out in 2000. That was their biggest album. And then Millennium came out in 99. That was Backstreet Boys. So here's the number that surprised me.
I remember listening to Millennium.
Yeah, it's good.
On my head. Well, I got the album.
Did you have
and
a
I put my
Walkman?
headphones on in my Walkman, and you talk about amazing sound. Like,
That's when
it's
you.
really good.
Well, see, here's what I think. I think Backstreet Boys were more mature, so they spoke to you as a woman. I said that right when she was getting a drink. So here's a number that surprised me. NSYNC only put out 3 studio albums. Backstreet Boys put out 9.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I didn't know
Okay,
that either.
so
You know I'm terrible with trivia. Don't ever try that with me.
okay, well we're gonna try trivia. Who do you think sold more albums, NSYNC worldwide, NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys?
In sync. What?
NSYNC.
Can we talk about some other boy bands while we're at it?
Yeah, we will. NSYNC's sold over 70 million worldwide. Backstreet Boys sold over 100 million worldwide.
Well, people could probably hear what you said if you didn't just
Yeah,
hit your
this is
table.
crazy. NSYNC, 8 top 10 hits. Backstreet Boys, 7 top 10 hits. What are you listening to?
I'm not. That's not my phone, babe. Is that my phone?
Yes, that's your phone.
What is going on?
Here, let me
I
mute
don't
you.
know.
What are you doing? Swipe up and that will make it go away. What are you watching? Inside Edition. Anyways, so yeah, turn your volume down. She has so many windows open on her phone. Wait. I'm sorry. Oh, I muted you when
I said it's
it was
ridiculous.
blaring in the deal.
One time, my customer is an older man. Took my phone to look up something or whatever. He was like, "Here, I'll look that up for you." And he grabbed my phone. And when he was done, he exited out all my windows. He's like, "You've got too many windows on here." And I'm like, "No." It's like I needed to.
You're probably
go back
using
to
up all
those.
your battery.
Well, I don't- oh yeah, probably so.
Probably
Okay, I was
using-
just looking up some of my favorite bands here. Do y'all remember Five? No, hold on. What was it called?
5.
Five.
The Click 5.
Where's it at?
High five.
Five. Oh, well, Hanson, yeah, was definitely the first.
Hey, Hanson. How did we forget about Hanson?
You talk about talent.
Yeah, they're talented dudes. They really are, and they still jam. Anyway, so
Callie, Together.
oh yeah, the MTV parody band or whatever.
Say it, don't spray it.
So we can't talk about this without talking about Justin and Brittany. So where did you stand on that whole deal? Was it his fault or her fault?
I feel like we've talked about this before.
I don't think we have, and if we have, it's not like
then
we
I
have millions
can't-
of listeners.
I
And
can't talk about it without talking about my first experience of seeing a Britney Spears album or advertisement. I went to the music store and saw her end cap, and it said Britney Spears album pre-order now. And I thought, pre-order? Like, seriously? Think you're really going to pre-order Britney Spears? And little did I know how huge she was going to be. Who knew? Did you know? You worked at the music store
I
then,
worked at
didn't you?
Blockbuster. I saw it all
Oh,
come
hold on.
snowballing down at the same time. So
We didn't talk about 98 Degrees.
Nick Lachey.
Yeah. I saw
Yeah,
them
but-
at Miss Teen USA. I saw them at Miss Teen USA too.
I mean, there's a bunch of secondary boy bands, but I mean,
Were they secondary? I mean, they were definitely a top 3.
when you talk about modern age boy bands, it starts, actually, it probably starts with New Edition.
Boys to
And-
Men.
Well, no. It'd be New Edition and New Kids on the Block.
Oh, definitely.
And then,
That was before my
yeah,
time.
Boys to Men. See, Boys to Men wasn't a boy band. They were like legitness. They weren't just a novelty.
I know my calculus. It means you plus me equals us. That was together.
Sorry. But
O-Town.
O-Town. Remember they had a song called Liquid Dreams?
Yes.
Like, what in the
O-Town.
world?
Hold on. Who was it? O-Town and another one were really edgy.
I don't know.
I was kind of edgy.
And there was a bunch of like, what's the, I want to sex you up, Tik Tok ghetto stuff. Whatever that band
I
was.
didn't listen to those kind of
Anyways, that
songs
would have
anymore.
been in the 90s. So, I mean, I guess it's going to be whoever you talk to. Personally, as far as like better, I think Backstreet Boys are better. I
just
think they
love-
got better songs.
Oh, we were talking about Britney Spears. But
Oh, yeah.
I would just like to say, I just love boy bands, even the Jonas Brothers. Just something about it.
It's innocent. Takes you back to an easier time.
But yeah, Brittany and Justin. So I guess, I mean, I cared, but I didn't. I mean, it was all the talk.
You were over it at that point.
Yeah.
You'd moved on to like Jimmy World and Blink. And
Justin was never my favorite.
who was your favorite? Chris Kirkpatrick.
Well, it started out Justin. I ain't gonna lie. It was Justin. And then it went to Chris Kirkpatrick.
Then who'd it wind up with? JC.
I think I was over it by then.
So am I?
JC's definitely not my type. Just so you know.
Well, I hope not. You're married. Golly. Where's my I thought about this. I was talking to somebody. I've been kind of thinking about this episode. Like
Who
we
are you
should
talking to?
I was talking to somebody. I can't remember who I talked to because I talk to so many people a day at the salon. And I was telling somebody, and I think I'm correct in saying this, but what are you laughing about?
Nothing.
I think that everybody knows I Want It That Way. As far as boy band songs go, that's got to be the most successful. And I feel like that I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys is this generation's Don't Stop Believing. I think 40 years from now, it will come on and people, I mean, think about it, because Don't Stop Believing came out I might not even been born when it came out. It came out in the 70s. So you got to stop and think. When that song comes on, everybody sings it. So I think that I Want It That Way is, that's the only way I can compare it. It's gonna, whoever wrote that song,
That's I don't give you a lot of credit on what you
thanks.
I mean on what you your visions, or what would you say, visions?
Is it analogies? No.
No. You're always saying, I told you, I said that was going to be like that. But that one, that might be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's kind of like like Sweet Caroline and stuff like that. It's going to go down. But if you stop and think of it's a feel good, but it's not cheesy.
Is that the one we always say that's really good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As far as NSYNC and Backstreet Boys go, that song's superior.
I know there's one we always listen to that's like, that is good.
Oh, yeah. Just the songwriting is good. I remember watching the thing on VH1 a long time ago, and it was It was like one of those 2000, like I Love the 2000s, and it was interviewing all these celebrities and these bands. And I just remember Slipknot was on there, and they're metal. And I remember all them talking about how good that song was. And so it's a good song.
You just checked off something I can't even read.
What?
The one before, I Want It That Way.
Oh, about the Backstreet Boys. They're edgier, and they're from the Backstreets. Yeah, that was my notes. That's internal talk, folks. Just ignore that.
Gotcha.
So we went over the comparisons and stuff already. And now let's go into the reunions. So it's not going to
happen with NSYNC. You think? It will not happen.
Why do you think?
With Justin Timberlake. He's not going to do it.
Why?
He's too cool.
He's not.
Why would he?
When's the last time he had a hit?
Well,
Here's the deal.
Hold on. You never liked Justin Timberlake.
I love Justin Timberlake. I think he's
you've always
very
disagreed
talented.
With that.
No.
You don't think he's attractive though. I mean, not that you would think he's attractive.
No, when he was when NSYNC was popular, no, he's definitely a better looking older dude than he was a younger dude. I think.
But he was stuck in a style that, if you look back, none of us were good looking.
I think old Jessica Biel made him kind of get his frosted tips taken care
Kylie,
of.
I'm sure you never had frosted tips.
No, I didn't. He had those. He had that old nappy curls on top of his head.
I loved it.
No, it was bad. And he'd wear goggles. Anyways, he's a better looking older dude, I think, than he was a younger dude. JC has completely gray hair now. Have you seen him?
No. What?
Yeah.
I'm looking that up.
Yeah. And so, what was I just talking about? The reunion.
Sorry.
So.
It's not going to happen.
No, and I'm glad we've got this recorded because I think.
Gray hair. What?
Did you find it?
It's not completely gray.
I bet it is today. Let me see.
It looks good on him.
Let me see. Well, he's got to be 87 years old by now.
Can I just say, without talking too much, I knew Lance was who he is before anybody around me knew who he was.
Oh, before he came out, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I knew it from the very beginning.
I'm sure all the fans probably knew.
No.
Oh,
my friends, like, there was people I knew that who thought, like, yeah, that was their favorite. Like,
like they thought they had a chance with him.
Yeah.
What was Lance? He was bass, right? Like, he sang the real low stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never, like, when you stop and think about it, it's almost like he never really talked much, or he was always just kind of the quiet one.
Yeah, some people are like, he's so cute. He wasn't cute. Ma'am, he's cute now.
I would say he doesn't look like he's aged at all.
No, I'm saying that.
He doesn't look like I saw him on something. I was like, good Lord, that dude looks like he did when he was 19.
Yeah.
So, here's my thought. Why do you think they're not going to get back together? Because Justin's too cool for school?
Yeah, he's not going to do it.
Okay, here's what I think. I can't sit here and say Justin has been.
Are they going to dance around? They hadn't danced in years. I mean, have you seen Chris Kirkpatrick and Joey Fatone?
Yeah. Have you seen all their videos? You know, because they do a tour together.
I know this.
Yeah.
Where?
Joey, Chris Kirkpatrick, Lance.
You having problems there, babe? There's
no, AJ from Backstreet Boys, blonde-headed one. They did a tour together.
Is it everybody's going on now?
No, everybody's waiting around. Anyways, so I'm not. It's not my place to say that Justin has been receiving bad management advice, because clearly he's successful. But I'm going to bring Taylor Swift into this thing. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I think that there are people seeing what Taylor Swift has accomplished with this tour, and things are about to change, because as a celebrity, as a publicist and a manager, your whole job is to make sure, especially in today's world where it's here today, gone today, you have to keep your client's name in fresh. If Justin Timberlake puts out another album, what's going to happen? It's going to do okay. He's going to have a few TikTok clips. If NSYNC gets back together and goes on tour, a massive tour like Taylor Swift did, that's going to stay in the news for a year because it will be all over TikTok.
I don't think he would do it. It's too cheesy.
I don't know. It worked for the Backstreet Boys because they've been... The Backstreet Boys are selling out bigger venues. I mean, they're selling...
It is pretty cheesy when you see grown men dancing like that.
I mean, I'd go.
I'd go too and I'd dance, but
yeah.
I'd be cheesy with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's money. And Backstreet Boys have been doing it with that in New Kids on the Block tour. It was New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys. They've been killing it. Anyways, so that's my story.
Didn't you go somewhere and some people thought you were on New Kids on the Block?
Yes. When they first came out, we went to Six Flags, and my friend's parents rented a limousine.
Hold on. Why did they rent a limousine?
It was like his birthday. And so they rented a limo and drove us to Six Flags. And we were inside, and everybody kept asking the limo driver, who's in the limo? And who's in the limo? And he just said New Kids on the Block because they had just come out. It was before the internet and everything, so nobody knew what they looked like. And we came walking out. We were like, what? And there was all these people around the limo, and we got in the limo. And
how old were you?
Oh, I was probably 8th grade.
Let me tell y'all
7th
something.
grade.
Kylie Bland looked just like Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, I got that all
when
the
he was
time.
a little kid. And what's so weird is I always thought Kirk Cameron was so cute.
Hey, that means you think I'm cute.
Yeah, I do.
Anyways, so we came out and we were in this limo and we were like, who are we? And what? And they were like, New Kids on the Block. We were like, oh, okay. So we had a New Kids on the Block cassette with us. And so we opened the sunroof and the windows and we were all hanging out the sunroof like we were lip syncing.
Like they would be doing that.
Yeah. And so we were signing autographs. We had no clue what their names were. We were just like writing like Michael and whatever. We were signing whatever on a piece of paper. And we were eating at Cheddar's across the street from Six Flags. And I just remember a group of like 3 or 4 girls running in there and sitting at our table and we were all just, what do we do now?
Well, they had to know that y'all weren't.
But there was no way to, who knew? I mean, all they had was a song on the radio and, people didn't really know. So it's pretty funny.
This is random. I remember the first time I heard Hanson on the radio and I thought it was girls.
They were young, though.
And then I realized it was boys singing it.
Young.
They had long hair.
Well, so that's our story and we're sticking to it. I think Justin hasn't had a hit since Can't Stop the Feeling. Has he? From Trolls?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he has. So I do think they're probably looking at this whole Taylor Swift thing because they're saying her tour is going to, I think just the U.S. part made over $1 billion. And she caused an earthquake in Seattle the other night. It registered, kind of like Garth Brooks did, because the stadium was so big.
That's freaky.
Yeah, it was so loud and so many people jumping and dancing that it picked it up. Remember that happened when Garth Brooks played in Baton Rouge.
Now that's one I would have.
But I mean, there was probably double the people at Taylor Swift, though. So you can imagine. Bunch of teens jumping up and down, except they're not teens anymore.
You're not going to say anything about my outfit before we end talking about NSYNC?
I just said it. You've got an NSYNC shirt on right now.
I know,
and a
I got
choker.
my choker and my butterfly clips.
Butterfly clips. Tell them why.
Oh, we have church camp.
They got a 90s day.
Me and Maverick are going to church camp, and they have you pick 80s or 90s party, and I'm choosing 90s. So I thought since we were talking about NSYNC tonight, I would wear my 90s gear.
It kind of all, she was trying her stuff on for the 90s day. It all kind of goes hand in
Maverick's
hand.
going to be a hip hop. What was that? 90s or 80s?
That's what they're going to be is hip hop.
Yeah, him and Parker.
Well, that'll be cool.
Hip hoppers.
I got
I need to go to bed. Are we done?
no. I was just playing some hip hop music. Anyways, so we got some news. We don't have a lot of news, but we've got some. Hey, that was our news song right there. So this isn't news, but it's news to us. We went on a date.
Yeah.
Went to watch a movie.
It wasn't planned at all.
No, not at all. It's kind of last minute. Yeah, we never do anything without our kids. Ever. And so last night, just randomly, we went to a movie. We went to eat at Torchy's. We went to dinner and a movie, except we went to movie and a dinner.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, though.
We had to. It was almost sold out, so we had to run to the movies first.
So, in the news this week, what happened? What's that?
Was that you?
You know what that is?
I didn't even see you press a button.
You know what that is?
Was it aliens?
Greetings, Earthlings. We have arrived.
So basically, the government announced that we have found UFOs and nobody cares. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah, if you look up like on TikTok or different videos and look at people with what they're saying about when they find out this information of aliens and like how people really don't care, it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've kind of been saying that all along. Like the Roswell UFO crash. Like if you would have admitted it in the 60s or 70s, people would have freaked out. At this point, nobody cares.
Well, I think
We've got AI and the internet, and nobody cares anymore.
Past it. It's like, of course there is.
Yeah, I mean, nobody even cares anymore. So basically, they had these hearings, and I can't remember what the quote was, but hang on. Let me
There's
see.
it was a whistleblower, right?
Yeah, I mean, and the dude, let me pull up 5 memorable moments from the UFO thing. The government is absolutely in possession of UAPs. I guess UAPs is the new UFOs. Non-human biologics were found at a crash site. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that, but anyway, so all these high up military people have come out and started talking about all this, and it's kind of weird. I'm not going to go into it because I'll screw it up. Go look it up. But we have aliens, and nobody cares. So, there you have it. Let me get my news music back on. Also, in other news, so obviously everybody knows that we go to we don't go to Galveston. We go to Crystal Beach.
Does everybody know this?
Yes, yeah, our millions of fans know.
Oh.
Anyway, so Ranger somewhere along the way always talks about whales.
He's scared of whales.
He's scared of whales, but I don't think he's scared of whales. Why would he be scared of a whale? He says they're creepy.
I think somehow it came up and he said it one time and we were like, why are you scared of whales?
And now he goes with it.
Yeah, he goes with it. It makes it a big thing.
Anyway, so he's always asking crazy questions like, Daddy, do you think there's whales in Crystal Beach or not? No, baby, there's not. Well. What? Did you? Oh, wait, what? I have that. Well. So,
What your volume was.
yeah, man, what's going on? Yeah. So, Daddy, let's do that part again. Daddy, are there whales in Crystal Beach? Well, so a fishing crew went out last week and spotted a whale off about, what'd they say? I mean, it was about 100 miles out.
Yeah.
But they spotted a whale that they say there's less than 50 of them in existence in the whole world. And this sucker was hanging out at Crystal Beach in Galveston.
Yeah, they said the fishermen were kind of like upset because if they see it again or something, they have to change the speed limit for the boaters, and it could drastically
decrease
affect
their business.
And but because they're in sync.
In sync. Because they're in
that?
sync. You said
didn't.
instinct or in sync or
I don't
extinct
know.
or
It's
something.
late.
So
I quit.
yeah, because they have to be careful because they don't want to hit them. I mean,
Yeah.
I can tell you who's going to win that if they hit a whale. They're
Who?
going to sink because them whales are huge.
Oh yeah, they said they were the size of a school bus.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's crazy.
So they found a whale off Crystal Beach. Told Ranger, and he was just like confused. He didn't know what to think. So, well, that's about it for. You got anything else?
Oh,
Anything you want to talk
got
about?
an extra sound effect there, of hitting your mic. I love that ending song.
I know it kind of reminds me of Saturday Night Live. Remember when they would all wave back in the day?
It reminds me of that show we used to watch, Mike and Molly. Was that one?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's back when we could watch TV.
Thank you for listening to the Straight Outta Studio B podcast, Earthlings.
That was cheesy. I
You are
apologize,
right.
folks. All right. Well, we're done. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.